Now we've seen that the Microsoft Azure comes with dozens of what's called built-in roles. And again, it covers all of those individual Azure services. And so you can basically assign users, very specific and granular permissions, maybe reader permissions to some set of resources, and then contributor permissions to other sets of resources. But what if none of these roles are good enough for you? Okay, because you've got these extremely broad roles, owner, contributor, and reader, and then you've got dozens of very, very granular roles. So what you might need is what's called a custom role. Now, there is not an add role button within the portal here, but we can go and create a custom role using either PowerShell or CLI. Now, the technique that Microsoft recommends is that you take the role and basically save it to a JSON file. Take an existing role. Let's say you take the reader role, and then you then modify it. So it's easier to edit an existing role than to sort of come up from scratch with a role definition. So it's showing you the example here on the Microsoft website of putting a reader role into a JSON file and then editing the file to allow Microsoft support services within that, for instance. Okay, so you create this new reader support tickets role, and you granting Microsoft.support action star, which means full access to that set of services. Okay, so now you've basically modified an existing role, given it one more additional permission, and you're calling it reader support tickets. And so from that point forward, you can assign users that role. You can list those roles. You'll see these roles listed in the portal. When you go to assign people into roles, you'll see it. You can update it. You can delete. So custom roles really are a way of making very specific permissions for your specific circumstances. Instead of being forced into Microsoft's extremely granular roles, you can say, well, this is what a developer is, this is what a customer service representative, this is what DevOps does, etc., and create a complete package of permissions into a single role, and then you assign those roles to people. And that's why it's called role-based access control.